everyone. It is Irrational Radio here with another episode of the Darning Watch. Thank you very much to Kyle West for that awesome intro. I can't wait to throw that up every time we begin this stream.
Always.
Well, if you guys were here last time, you know that Drake and Tallow unfortunately met a horrible end by the hands of a black ooze, a black pudding, aka a poop golem that was inside the sewers of Fog Island.
They're the worst.
So Drake and Tallow unfortunately were dissolved. So we have two new player characters here. Go ahead, Eric. You want to introduce your new guy?
Yeah, sure. I am playing Lavander Boss. He is an Oblivion, which is a Minotaur variant from the far north of Paralandia, who has a fancy mechanical kind of lever action crossbow deal that he is very proud of, and but that he attracted some attention from in his homeland and got sort of, everybody thought it was sketchy, so he's kind of been seeking his fame and recognition elsewhere, and is kind of a new addition to the Darning Watch. I suppose that's the most. He's a cleric of the War Domain as far as D&D stats are concerned, but I figure he's more of a guy who studies magic than a godly man. It's more about blessing his weapon and things along those lines are most of the spells that I focus on. So it's kind of like Witcher adjacent concept.
Excellent. And John, go ahead, introduce your character.
And I am playing Skith, who is a half-human, half-story spider bard. And story spiders are kind of an integral race to Paralandia, and they're known for gathering stories and spinning tales, literally and figuratively. Yes, that was a joke. Thank you.
It was
and
good. It's good.
He's been with the Darning Watch for a little bit longer, since he was young when he was scouted, and he's going to be trying to help Lavander here. Well, not really. He's going to be there, and Lavander's going to have to pull his ass back from various inns and bars and taverns and old men sitting in the park feeding birds, as he tries to gather tales, which is what he does best.
All right, and so we talked a little bit about this before, but Skith, you've been part of the Darning Watch for some time, and Lavander, you are just new. This is your very first mission.
Mm-hmm.
And
the probie now.
Yeah, exactly. The roles have switched somewhat. So we are going to begin this session outside of the city of Being in the Silvershore Empire. There it is on the map there. So this city has had an unusual problem. Outside of town, there is a house that has been abandoned for about 5 years. The current owner died under mysterious circumstances inside the house. His body was recovered with unusual wounds and was buried in the town cemetery. He left the house to his son, but his son had left on travels many years prior and never returned. The house lay abandoned for some time until recently, when from the top floor the neighbors have begun hearing a high-pitched screaming. Doesn't sound human. It sounds almost animal or demonic in some way. It was disruptive enough to get a guard to investigate. As she went into the house, she did not return. Instead, another guard unit was sent in to recover her, and they didn't return. Only one survived the encounter, and he stumbled out of the house with a face and lower jaw that had been eaten away by some kind of rot or acid. He was unable to give an account of the interior of the house. The governor sealed the building and declared it a mystery, and it's called the Darning Watch. You guys have a contact. His name is Charles Knickknack. He is the town guard of Being. He has promised to meet you outside of the house, just on the edge of town here to the west. So yeah, like I said, you guys came up over the hill, and you're coming from the east. So you see this. It's a fairly large wooden mansion. It is unpainted, but the wood has been stained, and there is a very cross-looking guard tapping his foot outside of the front door. The house is 2 stories, and you can see that there are some windows that hint at a basement. As you crest over the hill, the guard looks up and like kind of does, is that who I'm supposed to be talking to? But he is probably about a football field away down in the valley.
I think Lavander will kind of sigh and say, "I told you we should not have stopped for so long in that tavern along the way. He looks quite frustrated at how long it's been."
Well, there were so many people and so many stories. I couldn't help but just take a little look, right?
Pretty sure most of those stories involved people without pants on, and I'm not sure what great duty you're serving to posterity for preserving the drunken ramblings of every barfly we run across.
Well, I wouldn't have things to tell if I didn't hear things to begin with. Right, and he
Just
he
huffs,
seems
yeah.
like he's having a good time. He's sitting happily outside his home or a home. He doesn't live there, does he? No. Yes? No.
I'm fairly certain that that's likely the house we're meant to be
Oh,
investigating.
right. Well, we shouldn't keep him any longer, huh?
Just sighs and
And he
a
will
wonderful suggestion.
happily saunter down the road.
You guys approach the house. It is it's an older building by style. It has few windows, and the windows that are there are small but beautifully colored in different designs of like stained glass almost. None of them depicting actual like scenes, more like geometry and a pattern. As you guys approach the guard, he walks a few feet forward to meet you and says, "Are you the agents?"
Yes, we are, in fact, from the Darning Watch.
I'm technically still a probational agent, but I mean, he is, of course, fully, what you call it, certified. He looks over at you and kind of
He just takes
questions
the
and
pocket
just
watch
nods.
out of his watch and spins it on
That
his
one.
finger. Yes, I am. I am a fully validated member of the Darning Watch. And you must be Charlie? Charles?
Call me Charles. Thank you.
Right, of course, Charlie.
He kind of grimaces a little bit and says, "So, how much do you know already about this place?"
Rough. Not a ton. We've heard that there's some screaming which occurs, I believe. He kind of looks over. Um,
Skith will reach into his pack and pull out a journal, and he'll flip it open, and he'll put glasses on from his pack as well. Let's see. Screaming room, missing guards, droopy face, odd liquids. Is that about it?
He grimaces again and says, "I don't like how you put drippy face, but yes, that is about correct."
This guy doesn't have a drippy face, does he?
No.
Okay.
The guard that was injured, he was one of my good friends.
Oh, apologies. I'm eccentric
Yes.
with my words. What I meant to say was,
and most other parts of him.
Yeah. Well,
He kind
I'm
of grinds his
what I need to
teeth
be.
a little bit and says,
Sorry,
"This is not what I was expecting."
there's a bit of that going around. Perhaps we can. I suppose. Is there any further information you'd like to impart upon us before we get going here?
Well, other than only one man is returned, and he was horribly wounded. If you can find the rest of my men that went in there, I would be very grateful to you.
Nods.
Have there been any screams since the last time?
Yes, one just about an hour ago.
Oh, how droll. And can you describe what it sounds like?
Perhaps if you could like mimic it.
Could you do the voice? That would be lovely.
It's like a rawr, a little bit longer on the vowel sounds.
Sure. Yeah.
I need to put a little bit more chest into it. I didn't quite I couldn't feel it.
I'm not an actor.
I didn't quite believe it.
Yes. Scream it like you want it. You know?
God damn it. We should probably like focus. I'm sorry. I get distracted sometimes
right.
and wrapped up in his ways. He
Right.
shrugs and is I was saying, is there any, I guess, how long ago was it that your guards went in there, you said?
2 days ago.
And you've heard nothing from them?
Nothing from them, only screaming from the house. And not their screams. Something up the top floor.
Oh. Kind of looks up at the top floor, I guess. Kind of give it the whole house a once over.
As he's looking, I will casually walk toward the wall and then put a foot up on the wall and just walk up the wall.
The guard like looks in surprise and says, "The magic users, huh?"
Yes.
Yes. The
right.
watch is practiced in several of the magical disciplines.
You as you view Lavander, the second floor, and Skith, you get to the second floor. I assume that's where you're going by walking
Yes,
up
I want
the
to
wall.
peek into a window.
There are no windows on the second floor. This house is built fairly Spartan. There are only the windows shown on the first floor here. The 7 windows, I believe, that you can see there. And the second floor has no windows. It is made of the same, like, wood, polished wood that the rest of the house is made of.
Well, it's like, is it like a weird like feeling on your feet up there, stepping on the haunted part of the house?
No,
It's kind of like looking up.
it feels somewhat like nicely lacquered wood.
Is that common in hauntings?
I assume it's common in wood normally. He's going to crouch down and cup his ear to the wall. Can I hear anything inside?
Roll me a perception check.
Okay. That is a number.
It's a good one.
You rolled a nat 1. Yeah. Yeah, you don't hear anything.
What are you doing? Why are you got your face up against the wood like that? You're just yelling at him constantly.
The wall is probably too thick. And
Does
he'll
it sound evil?
No, it sounds like wood. Which means nothing. It sounds of nothing.
I think he's nodding like that's
Common
a really
occurrence.
like solid answer. Like, no, it's not. It does not sound like evil wood. He's like,
Sounds-
good, excellent.
Is this
Wonderful.
how
Neutrally aligned wood.
Is this how you usually begin investigations? He asked Lavander.
There's a process, you know. I'm still, as I said, becoming accustomed with it, but To be completely honest, this is my first job.
He kind of rubs his face. Why did they send me the new guy?
He'll tap his shoulder from behind him on the wall.
Oh my god.
Well, seems like we're better suited than your guards now, doesn't it?
That depends. You've not been inside the house yet.
Sure.
Oh, well.
Is there anything you can tell us about the layout before we go in?
The
Like what sort of rooms are and what have you?
right. So the first floor has a foyer and then a sitting room, large fireplace. Then to the connected to the sitting room, there is a library, and then east of the main sitting room is a kitchen, or is a dining room slash another sitting room. Next to that dining room and above the foyer is the kitchen, and then a small storage room that has a set of stairs leading to the basement. In the main room, right off the foyer, is the grand staircase up to the second floor. The second floor has 4 bedrooms, and there is a basement, but I am not sure what is down there.
Right. Wonderful. And the attic, that's the only place there's said to be any of this sort of shenanigans occurring, right?
Somewhere either in the attic or one of the bedrooms.
Got it. Right. Wonderful.
Oh, so the second floor in general is just our enemy then.
Guard nods slowly. That's one way to put it.
Well, I mean, the wood, like you said, it didn't sound evil, so it's likely something in the building.
I do have a question for both of you, though. It's a matter of, I guess, cultural significance. Are either of you sorcerers?
I mean, it's not how I'd like to describe myself personally. I practice a bit of magic.
I'm the same way. I use stories and tales to spin my webs of magic.
All right. Well, that's fine.
Right.
Why?
Is it like a self-described sorcerer problem you have, or?
No, we're actually still recruiting sorcerers, and I get a bonus for every one I bring in.
Right. Unfortunately, I've already got gainful employment, but I appreciate the offer, and I'll keep it in mind should I be looking in the future.
Of course.
Like wings.
I won't.
All right.
Sighs and like slumps his shoulders.
I'm
We
gonna-
ought to probably just get in there.
I'm going to report back to headquarters about that you've arrived at the scene. I'll be back in a few hours.
Wonderful.
All right.
He nods. I saw on
Oh,
we
there's
go, or
There's a
is that-
front door. Sorry, there's a front door, and there's another door off the side by the outhouse.
Got it.
Which way
nods.
did your guards go in?
The front
First
door.
The obvious choice.
Right.
And I'm going to meander off to the side of the wall that looks to the side of the house with the other door.
Okay. Yeah, it's right over here.
Obviously. Just size. He will rack the lever of his freaking spring action gear loaded crossbow thingy, and he's gonna cast magic weapon as we go forward.
Okay. Are you going through the side door then?
It sounds like he's heading toward the side door, and the Elevander's gonna be following Skid.
Okay. All right.
He's
So
probably like lackadaisically walking on the wall just beside you.
So you reach the side door. It's a regular wooden affair.
What do you
Oh,
think?
shit.
Normal entry? Kick the door for fun? No, really roll the dice on it. I want to see what you choose to do.
Sorry, shouldn't we like just open it? And he's gonna like reach out and just see if it's unlocked and open the door if it is.
You turn the handle, and it feels like not the handle itself, but like the turning mechanism. It feels soft, as in like it feels like it's either rusted or there's something in the way. as you turn it, it gets harder and harder to turn before it just kind of jams a little bit and then goes back to the starting position. So it's not locked.
I think the door is broken. And he's going to take out his tinker tools probably before even like I'm just kind of sit down and like flip open kind of a fanny pack like tool belt type situation and
He
trying to
squats
sort of
down on the
look at
wall
it.
and just stares at you, rubbing his chin.
And he's just going to try and look at it and see if he can determine the nature of the failure here.
Okay.
And if it's something he could easily fix with like a mending or something along those lines.
So you peer into the locking mechanism, and what you see is a little bit disturbing, actually. The tumblers themselves are like the thing that, or not the tumblers, I guess, but the latch of the door itself seems to be made out of flesh. As you turn the handle, you can see that the gears kind of squish together, and they move a little bit, but like a bit of twisted skin, they don't move all the way, and then they relax. They go back into the position.
So kind of like sit back, like blink heavily, look up, or like confirm what he just saw, and just like,
Do you not have
Right.
doors where you're from?
No, quite familiar with most forms of locking and opening mechanisms. Actually, he's like scratching his head. That's like flesh, and he just is kind of pointing like, I've not seen gears that are made out of like soft material before. It's quite inadequate for the task at hand. Perhaps it's just like some gummy bits, but there's like hairy bits in there. It looks like flesh, and he's like gonna point in closer at it, I guess, try and like explain and demonstrate. I'm not sure this is exactly something I can fix.
He gets his journal back out and starts writing this down.
Right? Yeah. Notes exactly.
Oh no, these are from me.
Sure. Obviously, that makes
I mean, what
sense.
tale's better than the one we tell, right?
Sure. And he's gonna, I think he's gonna try and, I don't know if it'll work, but he'll try and cast mending. It'll
Okay.
take like 10 minutes, but he'll see if he can fix that.
Sure.
Through
Right.
mending,
Yeah.
I
Right.
guess. I don't know if it's actually a thing that would do that or not.
Is there anything that you would like to do, Skith, as he's casting mending?
Do I remember any particulars of the guard's outfit? Did they have like a pendant or some sort of
They had this
specific?
Yes, he had the city crest of being over the Silvershore crest, the nation's crest itself.
So while he's doing that, I'm going to also spend 10 minutes.
Okay.
And I'm going to cast Locate Object on an item similar to that breastplate.
Okay.
Because I have seen technically that breastplate up close.
You have, yep. And you get a ping coming from the basement.
Oh. Well, it seems as though someone bearing the same armor as that guard we just met, well, at least their armor is in the basement. I cannot speak of the wearer, but there's someone in the basement. I hope that's not him.
There's a scream that comes from the second floor.
Ah.
It doesn't sound muffled.
Sounds like it was broadcast out of the house?
Yes.
Wonderful. That's not unsettling and upsetting.
I have an interesting question for you, Lavander.
I'm not sure I'm going to like it.
No, but I'll like your answer. Does that sound as if it came from the house itself and not from inside?
I was afraid it was just like because I have weird cow ears or something.
You do have weird cow ears.
He nods and they like flap funny.
He writes that down in his journal too.
Your mending spell does not seem to have any effect on the tumblers.
That's unfortunate. Either this is like designed in this way, which I find unlikely, or someone's used much more powerful magic to accomplish this strange modification.
You don't
I-
think it's one of the guards, do you?
They seemed to be, I'd guess, not capable of this
No, I
anyway.
mean the lock is made of human
Oh,
flesh, and guards are in fact missing. So, connecting dots, I can assume that maybe people are being eaten
that
by
upsets
the
me
house.
deeply.
Oh
I'd
yes.
like
Well,
to not break. I was going to suggest breaking the door down too. He
oh,
like
I was
rubs his
also
head.
going to recommend that.
Well, that seems like disrespectful.
They're already dead. Who cares?
Perhaps they're not.
I don't think we can bring a door back to a family and they'll bury it out back. There won't be a wake for a door. I don't think I'd light a single candle if a door was brought to my doorstep.
Well, if you
Maybe I'm
didn't have a
insensitive. I
door,
don't know.
it was just your doorstep, you'd be quite happy somebody came.
Well,
in
if I
the
didn't
door
have a
and
door, then maybe I'd use them.
right, that's perhaps the
There
greatest.
might be
We
a
should
business
just go
venture in there.
around to the front door. I think.
What
It's
if
gonna
that's
just like-
also made of people?
Then we'll have to just break one in, I suppose. But it seemed like they were able to get in previously through there. So
Fair enough. I'm letting you lead on this one. I'd like to see your style.
You head around to the front
Is-
of the house, and you. Who wants to open the door?
I think it seems like the tone that has been set here is that Lavander does stuff and Skip kind of just is taking notes,
All right.
narrating
Yes.
it a lot more often.
So
I
That
hope
is
it doesn't
appreciated.
scream.
you open the door. It opens smoothly. What you see before you is a foyer. It's got a couch, a chair in the corner, a plant, a globe, as well as a stand. What is it? A coat rack. Yeah. The hallway continues, opening up into a large sitting room with a big stone staircase in the center.
Is the General Chachki still at the the guard Knickknack Charles?
He went back to the headquarters to
He went
report
back
that
there.
you guys were there. Yep.
Gotcha.
Oh yeah, let me move him.
I was going to crack wise, but I suppose that opportunity has passed by.
There are two doors in the main room, one right here and one right here, as well as another door to the side room here.
Gotcha. Right. He's gonna draw his pull up his bolter as he likes to call it, and kind of just sweep through the room. I think kind of pretty consistently as he's just gonna keep like aiming it in random corners as they go.
Okay.
As you
and move into the front room.
As you do that, Skith is going to meander into the living room area
All right.
and plop down on the couch very loudly.
You plop down on the couch and you settle into it. It's very soft and comfortable. And then it slides across the room to in front of the fireplace.
Couches don't
Holy shit.
normally do that, right?
Wait, sorry. Is it just moving on its own? He's gonna come up, walk up over to it, and
How do I get a couch like this?
poke it. I've no wish for a haunted couch,
But
but
I would never have to get up. Ever. After this, can you help me move this couch out?
no. It seems that
No.
perhaps you'd not need my help either.
Well, I didn't do that. If I could,
Just
I wouldn't be. Well, never mind.
kicks it again this time, or he kicks it this time, like a little heavier, trying to disrupt it and see if it'll move, and jumps back immediately, like ready.
You kick it,
Bolton.
and it shudders like.
That couch is wrong.
That's just your perception, though, right? What if you're wrong?
No, it's I mean, like the ideal of like a couch, right? It's not animated. Still like probably aiming down at this thing. Can you leave the living couch alone? Perhaps you know, what does it eat, right?
Well, that's a question. He's gonna like pet the couch, like the top bit of it.
Okay.
Are you alive, couch?
It slides back against the wall to its original position.
Jumps back out of the way.
If you understand what I'm saying, could you spin around a little bit?
Doesn't move.
Well, I tried. And he's gonna hop over the back of
Perhaps
the couch.
it's a different dialect.
I don't speak couch. I've never learned that language.
Maybe it's like more duvet.
I've never learned
Different.
Duvanese.
Exactly. It's too fancy for my palate.
Well, you wait here, couch. I'll be back for you. And he's gonna put his arms behind his head and meander into another room as you're trying to talk to.
Which
No,
room
he's
would you
just
like to go
aiming
into?
like with danger. He's staring at that couch, like ready to put a bunch of bolts in it. Should it
Oh
move?
my
Should it come
goodness.
at you any
Yeah.
speed other than
Nah,
touch?
moving. Yeah, exactly.
Any speed other than 0.
Non-standard couch behavior.
I'm going to peek into the room to the left of the entryway here.
Right here?
Yes.
All right. You open the door to reveal a very large library.
Don't sit on anything.
There are many books on shelves against the wall, as well as a pile of furs and carpet and 3 chairs set up in the center. There is a few books that have looked like they have been abandoned on the furniture.
Do I see those like animal skin rugs on the ground?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, absolutely. They're hard to miss.
I'm going to pick one up and just carry it with me.
All right.
Like a shawl. Or
Yeah, I'm
whatever.
gonna wrap it around like
Drape
really
it over your
dramatically.
shoulder. Jesus. I'm not sure.
You pick it up and you see that it was covering a spot on the floor, or spots on the floor. It looks like the tile has been pot marked, and it is like kind of flaking off in this area.
You're a technical sort of person,
Sure.
right?
Yeah. I'm a bit of an artisan, you might say.
Are you used to materials like this? I don't know what to call it. Decaying, perhaps?
Let me take a closer look here. And I don't know if there's a requisite skill check or something you want from me, but I've got Tinker's tools. I've got Smith's tools.
I do Tinker's tools. That's just fine.
Okay.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure. This is probably not a dexterity. Whoops. It's probably not that good of a intelligence would only be a +3. I have it set on dexterity for some reason.
Okay, all right. Well, with a 10, you can determine that you've never seen tile like behave in this way, I guess.
It's like bubbling?
Yeah, exactly.
Down.
But down, yeah, it's like pot marked, and the pot marks are made of like these. It looks almost like the tile is, instead of a solid piece, many layers.
Can I try and like pry it up or see if it's loose? Something along those lines.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and make me a strength check.
Okay.
Are you good at those?
No.
Okay. Because I am also not good at those. I really hope there's no heavy lifting ever, because we're fucked.
I got powerful build, so heavy lifting I can handle.
Oh,
but-
okay.
Yep. Not
Nope. You put like you're either a crowbar or like
got,
something to
my fat fingers, they can't find purchase.
Yep.
Huh. Well,
So
I
perhaps
might.
you'd have a better luck. He just like gestures towards you.
And
Does
he
it seem
he,
niggly at all? Can I tell?
No, not
Not like a
really.
fruit.
No, no. It looks like whatever was able to be chipped out has been chipped out. The rest of it is pretty difficult, pretty hard.
Okay.
I think I'll pass.
Okay. Right.
Muscles aren't my strong suit.
Sure. It seems like a thing though, right? Like that's not normal. Yeah.
It seems par for the course with oddities in the house. I like it. If this is up for sale, I might purchase it after this is done.
What the house or the
Yes.
rug
Well,
with
no,
the
I think I'm going to take the rug.
right.
And she kind
Uh,
of like he poses a little bit with it. Right, it matches my eyes, huh? And it
that's
doesn't.
not sure. Um what is just gonna poke around, I guess, on some of the tables and various things and see
Okay.
what's openly displayed here. Some of the books on the chairs. He's gonna be quite suspicious of the chairs, I think. As
The
well.
most of the books are fiction, adventure tales of various places and peoples from around Paralandia. Though the books that are on the chair have no title.
That's odd. Um you're like a bookatorium chief or whatever. You'll toss the blank books your way.
When you
Captain.
reach down
Oh,
to
good.
try to pick them up, they seem adhered to the surface of the chair.
Well, that's odd.
You that weak that you can't pick a book up, or
Well, I mean, it's not like I'm exactly, the strongest of my kin, but uh, that's an odd amount of adherence to a chair for a book, and he's gonna, I guess, settle about trying a little harder to
Uh,
bring the book.
lift the book.
Put the
before
crowbar to the book.
you're as you like try to reach around and grab purchase, something very strange happens. The book slowly starts changing color until it matches the color of the chair, and then it sinks into the chair,
Yep,
disappearing
backing
completely.
away, going to shoot the shit out of it. The chair eats books.
Huh?
All right, roll me
It's
a
what it needs for sustenance.
attack roll.
Nice.
Oh wow!
Natural 20.
All right, roll me damage.
Oh god. It's like a screeching, metal on metal sound as the springs of all discharge and slam forward. And not that great for damage, honestly, as far as it goes. It's
All
okay.
right. So your crossbow bolt pierces into the chair, and
Oh, actually, that's +1 for the weapon. It'd be one more than that. It doesn't
Okay,
matter. It's
all
a
right.
chair.
So the chair, the crossbow bolt pierces into the chair, and the whole chair shudders, really violently.
Oh, Christ.
And there is a brown liquid that begins spilling out of the arrow hole. The chair shudders so violently that the bolt itself snaps, and then the chair does something very strange. It
Par for the
begins
course these days.
sinking into the floor.
Oh, Christ.
It while shaking until it is completely into the floor. It's just smooth. There's no evidence that the chair was even there.
Is the bolt
Lavender.
left on the ground, just out of curiosity? does it
Yes.
go with?
No, the bolt is on the ground. Yep, in two pieces, but it's on the ground.
Nice.
Pop quiz, Lavander.
I killed it.
Do chairs normally do that?
Right. See, I want to say no, but it seems like if you're asking the question on a quiz, then it's like a trick question. And so I'm going to say, wait. I mean, in my experience, no. People aren't quite familiar
The
with
room
chairs.
rumbles slightly. A few of the
Okay.
books fall off the shelves. Right where the chair disappeared, the floor begins bulging outwards. It rises till it's about 3 feet high, and then its shape begins like changing into the shape of a chair. It turns, the color changes from the color of the tile back into the gray of the chair, and 2 books are on top of it.
Holy shit. Do you
I'm-
think it actually is the attic what's yelling at folks?
I'm now not so sure. He's going to very cautiously take the rug off his back and gently place it on the floor. I will, however,
Perhaps a good,
believing this.
yeah, that I not a bad call.
Maybe we should go.
Yep, he's gonna rack the lever again. And, put another bolt in. Get ready to shoot the next piece of furniture that menaces at him. Giving special attention to any seating,
Stools.
as it seems that's exactly. That's what we're really concerned about here. Anything
I'm,
with legs.
I'm going to pull my journal out and just keep it at the ready.
All right.
Of course, yeah, the journal. Right. Size. No, it just.
You guys walk back out to see that the fireplace is now going.
Wait. That was not
No.
burning. No. We should find the basement. I think that's where you said the armor was, right?
Right.
So,
I'm
is that-
concerned, but
I mean,
yes.
either way, right? You size. Is it like, I mean, or we could go straight to the roof, but I'm not sure. Or, attic, I guess.
Well, once again, I would love to see your line of thinking. So
That's unfortunate. I feel that perhaps I'm not exactly like what qualified.
well, the silver lining is if you lead us to our deaths, no one will know.
That's
It won't be your fault then, right?
silver lining. Yeah, exactly.
It's almost a golden lining, really. It's
He nods slowly and makes his way toward the door to the right over here.
Right here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one
All
there.
right.
And as got his crossbow up with one hand as he's kind of resting on his forearm as he's getting ready to open the door.
You open it. Give me a second here.
Yes.
I'll actually mage hand the door open.
Oh,
As
okay.
as he's walking up to it, I'll spin the
Fancy.
knob.
Jumps back. It's ready to put
No,
it.
that was me.
Right. No, you could understand in given the circumstances my reticence.
Right. Well, it's no chair, so I guess we don't have to
Sure.
worry too much.
You guys open the
Nods.
door to find a living room, dining room with another large fireplace. There are 2 brown chairs facing the fireplace, a couch against the wall, and a brown chair in the corner. There is a shelf of different knickknacks and figurines, as well as a small cabinet, and then the dining table itself surrounded by chairs.
Oh God.
Everything
There's so many
is
of them.
lit, and the surfaces are gleaming.
Yeah, I wanna rub a finger across like
You say it was
a table or like a chest somewhere in here.
Okay.
Is there dust? Is it
Nope.
clean like beyond belief?
It is spotless. Yeah.
Well, whoever they are, they have incredible mates.
Wait,
It's not a
they
speck of
said it was
dust.
like abandoned or whatever,
For
right?
years.
Yeah, I like that's upsetting.
I want to hire whoever cleans this place. It's beautiful.
I think it is this place. I've not got like a special bolt for a house.
No. Right.
What's a house's weakness?
Fire?
Termites?
Any sort of explosive, perhaps?
A sinkhole.
Termites, I hear, do pretty good work. Foundation starts to decay, but I guess this
Right,
house-
yeah. That's a bit long term for our
Yeah.
purposes, I think.
As you
And
guys are walking around,
our way
the
through to the
two easy chairs turn around and
Christ.
face you.
I think he's putting a bolt in him reflexively at this point because we're in mid conversation. They move.
Yep. All right, yeah, roll me to hit.
Christ, I hope it's not like counting down until I get too mad. Oof, that's a rough one. 10.
Your bolt.
Oh, that's actually an 11. Sorry, with the magic weapon.
Your bolt bounces off the surface of the chair as if it was made of stone.
That's not right.
The chair's inch closer, about 3 inches towards you guys.
All right, and we're
We're
walking, and we're
outnumbered.
walking. I'm going to skitter to the side of the wall and walk along the wall instead of on
Oh
the floor
yeah,
now.
no, that's great. Thanks.
As you begin walking along the wall, your feet stick to it. You
More than
feel
normal.
yes. Like you try to go take a step, and it's like it feels like you've stepped in tar, and the wall, made of wood, looks like it's coming with you, as if it's like made of rubber where you've
He
stepped.
reflexively like jumps off the wall in fear and lands on the floor.
Roll me a strength check.
Ooh,
Oh boy. It's a good thing you're really good at these, right?
of course.
Yeah. Excellent.
10.
You go to jump, and you go. You are stuck to the wall.
I
by
have
your
several
feet.
questions, and I am in need of help.
That's well, yeah.
Oh.
You are. Perhaps if you like take them off at the ankle. He's like
I
kinda-
will not do that.
Right. No, it was less a serious suggestion than, and he'll like walk up and start like yanking on his arms and try and help him free himself, I guess, if possible here.
Yeah, go ahead and make me a strength check.
Can one of us just aid the other?
Yes.
We're both trash.
Oh yeah.
I
So
will,
you
in fact, aid you.
Yeah, you will have
Is that-
advantage to pull him off the wall.
Okay.
A 16 is enough to pull him free. His feet go. There's a tape or sticky sound as it's, and you both collapse on the ground. The wall kind of like warbles for a little bit before becoming still again.
Right.
I think
I've
it
not
just waxed
seen
my
you.
feet.
That's upsetting. How about perhaps we stay on the floor?
I like that idea.
Good.
You have good ideas.
Sometimes, yeah. He nods and like probably gets up from the heap that they're tangled up in on the ground right now.
Are the chairs closer now?
They've turned around and moved back to the fireplace, but all the dining room chairs, as you guys get up, align themselves along the back wall.
That's not good.
I don't know how to respond to any of this.
My like reflexive response is to just like pump them all full of bolts. He shrugs.
Effective at times. I think the best solution is to not be here.
Sure, yeah. And he'll back his way up to the next door along here, I guess.
All right. You open the door with your bolter at the ready to the kitchen.
Oh, good.
You see that there are 3 stoves along the wall, as well as a small potbelly stove. There is a box, a table, a knife, and a bowl. In the box are what appear to be peppers, but have long since rotted away into almost nothing.
Well, at least there's some proof of aging in this house.
Sure. It seems odd that that's still there. It's like scratches his head.
I'll mage hand one of them up in the air just to see it.
Okay. It's a rotten pepper.
Classic rotten pepper.
I want to throw it against the wall.
All right. You throw it against the wall. It goes splat. And then The gunk slowly seeps into the wall before disappearing.
That is exactly what I expected to happen.
Really?
Yes.
You're full of shit. Just
No.
jinxes that.
I used the bathroom at the inn before
You
we got
say
here.
that. Oh, you mean it's just size. Right. I meant I don't believe you. Uh, that
Oh,
you say that so
no.
often. I expected that. That's exactly how that was going to work out. You just say it afterward to make it sound like hoity-toity. That's my
But I'm
impression.
always right, aren't I?
I can't like actually verify it because you don't describe that beforehand,
And if you
right?
can't prove me wrong, you can't prove me right, but
But
hey,
that's not just size. It's like I am just I'm gonna move along to the next door here.
just
Perhaps it
grinning.
you're upsetting.
Uh,
I've
you
heard that.
open the door. Um, oops, crap.
You broke it.
To reveal a storage room. It's kind of smelly in here, as many of the boxes had food that has since gone bad. There is a set of stairs leading down, though the stairs themselves, as they descend lower, the stone becomes browner and browner and becomes more and more rough.
That's odd. Um,
Is that any odder than anything else we've seen?
not especially, I
Huh,
suppose.
odder. Like the animal.
He just
Sorry.
looks at you, blinks like 3 times. Right. Yeah. Um, they're quite cute. Um,
They are.
should we go down the terrifying
You hear from above you.
That's
staircase
not
or
as cute. Yes. We can only hope somene's alive, and if they're not, well, there might be a few more doors downstairs.
perhaps it's like its stomach and that's where it's like eaten. He's like looking around and
Hmm.
concerned. We all, well, yeah. I mean, we've got to figure out what happened with those guards, I suppose. If they've not made any noise or movements in days, it's kind of like, yeah, it
Well, they
gets.
could be eating rotten peppers and having a party upstairs. Maybe that's what it is. No? Oh, okay. Let's go
Um,
downstairs then.
yeah. Just like nod slowly. That's the worst party I've ever imagined in my entire life. I
Uh,
can't even.
as you step down the stairs, you both find that these stairs are also sticky. Roll me
Okay.
strength checks, please.
11.
Mhm. That wasn't supposed to be with advantage, so it'd be a 3.
You are both stuck to the top step on this staircase, like Home Alone.
Right. This is we're obviously quite adequately excellent at this whole process.
As you look down the stairs, you notice something very strange. The
Mm.
bottom of the stairs, like the hallway they make, becomes a little bit rounder, and you can see that it's slowly expanding and contracting.
Yep, that's not good. We ought to try like real hard to get the hell off this step, and I'm afraid away from this basement. And he's gonna um
What you locating there, Skith?
Oh, didn't mean to hit that button.
Oh, okay,
Ah,
gotcha. All right. Yeah.
Christ in
You
heaven,
guys are right
man.
next to each other,
Yeah.
so you can aid one of you in getting off of the step.
Sure, sure.
Um, I'm going to pull my book out
Okay.
and
Okay.
I'm going to hold it open, and the pages are going to start flipping very quickly back and forth. And I'm going to use my Tales from Beyond.
All right.
So I will. It'll eventually land on a page, and let's see what page that is. So I have a D8. which means I roll a 1d8, and we will see
What you got?
what tail I get. An 8.
An 8.
That is the tail of the Phantom. So it lands on a page with basically the Phantom of the Opera sketched on it.
Okay.
And the words start to glow and off the page, and they hold in the air for a moment. and then you become invisible.
What?
Yeah. You, in fact, the words that are hanging in the air fly toward you and wrap around your body. And as each sentence wraps around a piece, it goes invisible.
Christ. Oh God. Have you eaten my fingers?
Oh, that's not exactly the tale I hoped to get, but well,
Oh God. I've disappeared entirely.
you're
Just looking down at himself. Is this helpful in some way, which I'm not
No.
appreciating?
But, think on the bright side. I won't see you if you're eaten by the stairs.
Right, yeah. Just
Well, no,
nod,
that wouldn't be the bright
which you
side. I
can't
wouldn't be
see.
able to write it down.
Sure, yeah.
Hold on, let me think
Okay.
on that for a moment.
No, here's what we're gonna do. And he's gonna just like do his best. Here, work with me, try to get out of here. And he's gonna grab at him and try and like help him.
Oh, I
move
hope that's
out.
you.
Oh, right. Yeah, no, it is. I should have warned you. I forgot. It was like I thought it was clear with body language, but I forget I'm invisible. Yeah.
All right. So are you trying to get Skith off the stair?
Yeah, I guess.
All right.
That's the strategy. Here.
Go ahead and roll me a strength check, Skith, with advantage.
See if I can do this without. Yeah. Get you out.
10.
Nope.
Not good.
Not good enough.
I appear to be
Absolutely
incredibly stuck. I think
not
the
good.
setulals on the bottom of my feet are sticking to the stairs as well.
As you guys
Sorry,
are
the what?
standing there talking, you see that from the ceiling, a single tentacle begins to descend, made of the same material as the wooden support beams above you. It slowly drops down until it's about your head level, and then the end of the tentacle begins to grow into a bulbous shape.
That's fucked.
Hello. And he's gonna poke it.
All right.
Damn it.
You poke it, and it reacts almost instantly by attempting to smack you across the face.
Wonderful.
Right.
Yeah, that's exactly. Look, we've got to get the hell out of here.
Let me roll that real quick. Does a 15 hit your AC?
Yes. Sure does.
That's not good.
You take 11 bludgeoning damage as the tentacle smacks you across the face and then ascends back into the ceiling.
Oh God.
Oh.
You're right
Ow.
there.
I think it bruised my jaw. I'm not going to buy this house now. I don't like it as much as I did before. I think there's something about the atmosphere, maybe.
Yep. The adhesive basement stair is a bit of a detractor as well. Perhaps we can work our way out of this in some manner or fashion. And he's gonna. God, I guess. It's gonna just. I don't know what else to do here. I'm about to start just blasting fucking floor panels here. What do you got?
I can do not much. Not
Wonderful.
much I can
Very good.
do.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try to pry our feet up again.
All right.
Okay.
I'll give that one try.
Yeah, go ahead. If Levander helps you, you have advantage again.
I can't see it, but I could feel him helping in spirit.
Right. No. Yep.
That's right.
14.
You are able. There's another like flypaper sound as you are pulled free.
I try to hold on to him and jump to the left.
Okay. Yeah.
Or to the right, I guess.
Yeah. Back to the tile.
Yes.
Yeah. You land just fine.
Right, wonderful. Okay, perhaps you can. Oh, sorry, here, and he just like lunges out to get a hand on him and says,
Uh,
"Grab this bit and help me off."
as you lunge up, the stairs begin to move, as if they're
That's good.
a escalator, a down escalator. They begin to carry
Mhm.
you down into the basement.
How fast are they going?
About 20 feet per round. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
it's
All
So
right.
like
well,
I'm at
no,
the bottom
not
of the
well,
staircase.
no, not that fast. But let's say 5 feet per round, because yeah, that'd be too fast. It's like an
How
escalator,
long is
not
the
like a
staircase?
slide.
I guess how far down the staircase am I?
It is 15 feet down, so you're 5 feet down the staircase now, as
Well,
it
shit.
begins moving.
All right.
I don't.
I'm gonna edge over and reach out a hand and try to help him pull.
I
From
mean,
like the
yeah,
tile
you
above.
can.
Yeah, from
I'm
the
not.
one
I'm
like
Yep.
gonna
laying
just
down.
be up on another one of these, which is gonna be sticky again. I'm not
Uh,
sure that this is exactly a solution.
I think what you should try to do is jump, and the second you do, I'll pull.
Sure, I guess. Yeah.
You
That's
are tall enough
what
that
we
you
can
can
do.
grab his hand as he's laying down on this
Let's see
tile.
if we're like 5 feet away.
Yeah, if you're right here and he's right here, he can still help you.
Give it a
All
shot.
right. Yeah. Give it a shot here. See what happens.
The best possible characters to be doing this.
Obviously.
A
Yeah.
15 is enough to pry yourself free. So
There we
now you
go.
are hanging above the stairs, holding on to Skith's hands.
Oh, to like disconnect or whatever, I guess.
Yeah, yep,
Yeah.
yep.
Okay. I just figured it like, yeah, like escalator or whatever.
Then I'm gonna try to get on my knees and then get on my feet, crouch down, and I want to attach my feet to the floor,
Okay.
and I want to try to pull them up.
All right. Roll me a strength check. you get attach yourself to the floor, and you're like,
I'll just grab the floor of the tile
Yep.
and do a pull up.
there you go.
Worry about doing.
All right.
I've
So
got
you both are on the
enough
tile
left then.
over
You're
the
far
stairs.
heavier than I thought you were.
I'm actually like a cow person. I'm like 8
Oh,
feet tall.
I
I'm
never
not sure.
noticed.
Yeah, it's quite impressive that you are even able to maintain. Like it was, yes, good
You
work.
I
hear
can't feel my
Climbed
arm.
up
Is
your
that
arm.
bad?
Yeah, I may have dislocated your shoulder there.
you hear from the basement.
Yup, that's likely eating guards is what that is.
All
I'm
right.
not
I
sure.
did not exactly care about them as much once we got stuck to the breathing staircase of the
Yup, it's
eating area. Make sure to say a prayer or something. I don't know what you do.
sure. Perhaps we should just kill it with fire. At
He
this
brings
point,
out the lamp oil that he has in his bag, just in case. We'll burn
sure.
this thing to the ground if. Well,
Start later with that. I
Coming from
think it can
above.
hear us.
yeah, maybe we shouldn't speak about it when we're in it. Don't throw glass stones in houses or something.
What is a glass stone?
Don't
Like a
throw glass
paperweight.
houses inside of stone houses.
Sure.
Hold,
Right.
I can
If you can
slip
throw a
through.
house, I imagine I'm not going to be able to tell you what to do though.
Let's go upstairs, is what I'm
Sure.
trying to say.
Go ahead. Yeah, I rack another bolt into his bolter here and,
All right.
and follow after. Oh jeez.
You guys ascend the staircase and come to the second floor. If you direct your attention to the top left of the battle map here, that is where the second floor is. There is a door at the top of the stairs, and as you guys come to it, it swings open on its own accord. You see that there is a little landing here and a hallway that goes off on the right. There is a door here.
I'm actually gonna scroll up.
Yep.
Understood. Gotcha. Okay. Um, right. Okay. Excellent. No chairs.
Cursory glance. Perfect. Okay. You're racking up
No,
brownie points.
that's exactly what I'm looking for.
House, could you scream again, perhaps?
Don't
It's just
provoke
silent.
it.
Well, it's worth a shot.
Guess I've put a few through several chairs, and perhaps that's like more aggressive. Either way,
You have been
I'm
quite
afraid.
militant toward the house.
Well, it started it in fairness. All right, couches are not supposed to move, and then it tried to eat us, which I feel is a gross overreaction.
I'll note that down.
Nods and makes his way to the to the door over here. He's got
All right. You open it to reveal the master bedroom. It looks reasonably normal, just very clean. A bed, desk, a dresser. There's even a crib in the corner.
right. This seems all relatively in order. That's a wonderfully massive bed. You know,
Who
it's
needs
kind of
4 pillows?
It's 8 pillows, actually.
Who
it's
needs
for
8 pillows?
nesting. You've got to like surround yourself. It's quite comforting. He just nods as he's.
I normally sleep standing, so I'm not exactly.
I knew it.
Oh, he did listen.
It's
Where's that
coming from
coming
down the hall.
Oh,
Ooh,
well,
right.
we're on the
No.
hunt now, huh?
Yeah, no, we've been on the hunt. I think now we're on the hunted.
Oh,
And still sigh and.
he erases something, like he'll. And he writes that down. I like that. Do that more.
Oh Christ. I mean, we'll see how much opportunity I have here in come our future, given
And
the
he'll.
start we're on. And yeah, make our way
You
down the hallway.
pass a bedroom. The door is closed. And then you come to a little smaller sitting room here. The 3 bedrooms, there's one door here, one door here, and one door here.
Is there no attic entrance in here?
Like
Like in the hallway?
It does not seem to be, no.
Okay.
Not like one of those height of
Right.
staircases.
That's what I was thinking, yeah.
Exactly. Um,
Pick a
right.
door, any door.
I feel like we should work our way through and sort of rule each one out as we go.
That
And
was a
then,
test, and you passed.
he just nods slowly without saying
It looks like a little girl's room. There is pink decorations and a doll on the very pink bed. Everything, again, seems to be in relative order.
no chairs.
Did
And he'll
they
spin
not
back around.
say that they had a son, right?
I
One
am
child?
not familiar. Wait, is that right?
Yes,
Yeah.
the
I make a
property
show of
was
being
given.
quite professional, but my memory's shit.
Well, yes, and he'll turn his journal around, and he has all of the information they got written down in a very nice penmanship.
Christ, that's
Yes, right
actually quite
here.
helpful.
Yeah,
He's
but
rubbing his head.
they made no mention of a daughter.
At all?
No, I only heard of one son leaving to adventure. And he's the
Well,
current owner of the house.
perhaps he was just the last left. After everyone else was eaten by the basement. And then he's going to keep moving down.
While that is possible, I hear the nuclear family is starting to fall apart slowly but surely.
I'm not sure that's what they had in mind.
North or south door?
Giving
South door.
the chairs wide berth, yes.
Yeah.
Go ahead and make his way to the south door.
All right. You swing open the door to find the room has been mostly destroyed. There is chair bits all over the place. In the center of the room, like a large pulsating boil, is an eye that is peering at you guys. Around it are smaller eyes that are opened in kind of a circular motion. You see that there is a flap of skin-like material that is below the mouth, that has been, or that is below the eye, that has been stabbed through with what looks like a fairly large dagger. Um, it is going, as you open the door, a scream is as it struggles against the blade.
Oh.
Shut the door. Just turn back around and look at him like, what?
Hold on.
That's not what
Skiff is going to open the door back up and peek around. Does the eye look sad?
Yes, it looks in great pain.
Okay.
Christ in heaven.
He's going to turn back to you. Okay, I need you to trust me for a moment.
It bothers me whenever you've said that in the
I
past.
ask you a lot, don't I?
Yeah, several times.
Maybe that's...
And most times it's been like in advance of asking for loans. I haven't any gold left.
One day I'll pay you back. Once this journal gets out there, I'll make millions of gold. It'll be beautiful.
Right, what do you need from me then with the terrible eye thing?
I guess just sit back and don't do anything yet.
That I can do. I am going to be ready to put a bloody hole in that thing immediately.
You take a step back, one of the chairs slides out behind to situate itself behind you.
Have a seat, even. That's fine.
That's not happening in the slightest.
And he's going to turn around and open the door.
Never sit in the chair again.
Maybe you too can learn to sleep standing.
No, I'll lay on the floor.
It's nice. He's going to put his hands up in a non-threatening gesture and slowly walk toward the eye.
As you put your hands up, two pseudopod-like structures come up from behind the eye and hold, like wave, kind of mimicking your hands.
And I wave back and I smile. Hello, I'm Skiff, and it seems as though you are the mystery here. That seems quite painful. I can help you if you would like. And he's going to slowly make his way toward the handle of the sword, the hilt.
All right. The eye kind of twitches away, but it seems to be stuck in place.
This might hurt. But
Christ in heaven.
I'll try to pull it out for you, okay? And he'll put his hands on the hilt and try to pull the sword free.
All right.
And as he's pulling, I'd like to cast a healing word on the wound as I'm pulling it free.
All right. You aren't going to get the chance as you as you make contact with the hilt and kind of try to pull it out with one motion. You feel a kind of a tingling pinprick sensation in your hand. And as you pull, the pinprick sensation becomes greater and greater until it is a feeling of pain. Go ahead and roll me a Constitution check, please.
21.
You are able to keep the pain down long enough for you to pull the sword out. The eye goes, yes.
And you're certain that was a good idea?
And that is when we're going to go to break. Thank you guys for watching. We'll be back in 15 minutes with the continuation of the House of Being Darning Watch mystery. Be back soon, guys. Goodbye.
In the book, as they're printed, a lot of the classes kind of have a narrative concept that's sort of directly associated with them. How important are those to you as a DM? How much do you like your players to stay in those lines?
Well, I think that the main thing to look at is what kind of game you're running. Because if you are, we go back to the combat versus narrative. If you're in a game that is mostly combat, it probably won't even come up. You're not going to have the issues of going against your patron. Whereas if you're in a role play game, I feel like there's a lot more opportunity there for those conversations to be had.
I guess, yeah, we're saying patron, and I'm sure everybody's sitting here thinking warlock or whatever. But in my mind, when you say, the characters that get their power from a divine entity, I lump in clerics, paladins, druids frequently as well. I would say that those are probably, or at least traditionally, those would have been the classes that also had that kind of connection.
I would address it if you're going to be any class, because there are other things that can be applied to certain classes. For instance, in my game, a wizard, a particular wizard, is drawing a bulk of their power from their spell book. That is a source that can be removed from them, and it can be done with any class basically if you're going that flavor route. The main thing is that there's an understanding between the players and the DM that it is a possibility, if everyone's in agreement, that if you go against your patron to where you get, that's where you get your power, that things could happen.
As a DM, I tend toward saying, like, if you as a player are interested in exploring that relationship, and then also kind of handing me the power to yank the cord on your class features at will, essentially, if you don't do the things that you've established the entity you're obligated to wants you to do. But I don't like doing that to players unless it's very clearly established, I guess. Yeah, like you're saying, that's the way it's gonna work. Because I tend to not make warlocks as a player, because a lot of DMs will do things to warlock players that they would never consider doing to anyone playing any other class, because it says in the book that you have to interact with this entity. I see classes as sort of a mechanical skeleton that you are supposed to tie your sort of like whatever narrative concepts to. But there are going to be DMs who say, no, you're a warlock. This is how warlock patron relationship works every single time, because that's what a warlock is. That's an integral component to the nature of the class. And I don't think that that's wrong. I would argue with that DM. But they aren't wrong. It's just a difference of opinion.
For instance, in my game, that is most definitely a thing. We just finished a little sub arc where the warlock, who was becoming quite griefed at the aspect of being evil and being subjected to this patron, this deity, and their soul not being theirs and whatnot, they went through some sort of inner conflict and came out the other side thinking that, hey, I need to redeem myself. So I allowed that. They went on a little sub campaign to redeem the warlock's soul and to pledge themselves to a goodly deity. And it was a long process. It was fun, but story-wise, it made a lot of sense. And role play, it gave a lot of interactions, a lot of fun role play in there, and no one's feelings are hurt because of the taking of the power from not following in the line. You have to be willing to be malleable with certain of these situations like that.
Right. I think it can be a really fun element to a game to have this sort of struggle back and forth between, you as an entity who's been given this gift of power, and then the thing that's giving you that power, trying to keep that relationship in check when you're clearly, you could just be wiped off the face of the planet at the snap of a finger. Like, it makes, that happens a ton in the procedural TV shows, shit like that. There's all sorts of situations like that do foster drama very well. But I find myself frequently frustrated if I was thinking that I was just picking a couple of class features because it helped me achieve this other narrative concept I was going for. But they're like, oh no, now you're indebted to this other entity. Like, it's like, well, I don't want that really.
Yeah. There's no wrong way to go about it. If that's not a thing in your game, that's fine. If it is a thing, that's also fine. It just, as long as everyone's on the same page.
Exactly. Right.
Just the main number one thing is just to address it up front and be on the same page with your DM and your players, saying, hey, this is a thing that can happen. And if that's not something that you agree with, and if that's not something that you want to have to deal with, there's no shame in just going to another table.
Well, after that really hard encounter with that terrible beast, I need some new equipment. This looks like a good place to get something. Hello. Can I get...
My name is Cornwall, Snot Gobbler the Fifth. State your business, ruffian.
I was looking for some dungeon equipment?
I will be the judge of that. Kneel, knave.
Neil? But I thought this was a general store.
Of course it is. All customers must kneel before the great Cornwallis Snot Gobbler the Fifth. It is local custom.
Local custom is to kneel before shopkeepers? The last shop I went to didn't force me to kneel.
I am a special shopkeeper. I am Cornwallis Snot Gobbler the Fifth. Now kneel, or you will not peruse my wares.
Are there any other general stores in town?
No.
Of course not. Alright, I'll kneel.
And kiss my feet. And call me Freddy.
No. Nope. 100 feet of rope is not worth this. Nope. Well, at least I can get something to eat.
Hello, I am Gregory Smith Bumtackle the
Fuck.
Create something.
Without delving too deeply into this philosophical alignment debate,
Right.
which is a big deal, I think the main thing is alignment is the word that we use sort of to describe your party's intent, I suppose. My campaign, I didn't allow for evil alignments because it's a heroic setting. The whole thing is that I want all of my players' characters to be on the same page as far as what their overall goals are, and that being to do good. If you have a campaign setting where, it's the opposite, that's fine, but it's not going to work if your campaign setting is, an evil setting and your goal is to do, nefarious things, and you have a lawful good paladin on your, party.
Exactly.
It's not going to work. The whole point of the alignment system, for what I'm talking about in setting up a party, is to have everyone on the same page. not to delve deeply into the philosophy of
Right.
every alignment and every character. It's just to keep everybody on the same page.
You're picking teams in the cosmic struggle,
Yeah.
for the universe or whatever. It doesn't, it's as much a faction as it is or something like that. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly.
in older editions of D&D, that was exactly how it was like formulated, basically. And I think it's most effective. The 9-box system is most effective when used like that. But I think that there is, as someone who grew up playing D&D with half the party good, half the party evil, or one person who was like, fuck everybody, we want to do this campaign, I'm making this character. All right, there's room for that kind of game, I think, where it's a little bit more combative. Everybody at the table is there with the understanding that they're gonna be trying to screw each other over and mess up the plans of the party, and that the big bad evil is gonna be one of the people in the party or something.
Exactly.
I think there's room for that, but yeah, like it's very important that everybody's on the same page still, because you can, those imaginary conflicts and slights can become real conflicts and slights very quickly.
Very much so. I feel like that is before you get started, that's like a pre-session zero sort of conversation. Put everybody on the same page. Let everybody have an understanding of what they're okay with, what they'd like to do, and what is tolerable. Because you've got a spectrum of the player versus player conflict, whereas on one side, pranking and
Create something.
you've got a spectrum of the
Like, well, but if there's real conflict and strife that leads to fight, and then obviously everybody both people are interested in pursuing that shit. Otherwise, if you got two people who are actually like have some real life conflict that they're acting out in the middle of your D&D game, that's usually not a fun situation for anyone. So yeah, I think that's the thing. It's just if everybody's on the same page, I don't think there's a wrong answer, personally.
everybody just needs to know where they stand before you get started. You don't want to find out, a couple months down the road, however many 8 sessions down the road, that, oh yeah, this guy over here is going to be doing bad things, and you're not prepared. You're not prepared for that. There's no wrong direction if everybody's on the same page.
Right.
Welcome to Bid Seeds General Store. We have the largest selection of fantasy-based items on this side of the Greater Dandaris River. Why don't we go inside and check out what I have for sale? Let's go. We are now inside Big Seeds General Store. Let's see what I have for sale. Well, this sure looks like a fine selection. We have bananas, onions, dragon eggs, pajama pants, occult statues, daggers, dangerous animals, socks, small figurines, real fake daggers, diplomas, drink koozies, hammers, potatoes. Well, that's just a small bit of our inventory. So you should do yourself a favor and come on down to Big Seeds General Store, where we will treat you like you want to be treated. Hello, everybody. We are back here at Irrational Radio with the Darning Watch. They have just pulled the sword from the weird eyeball pulsating thing and become the king of the haunted house. As you pulled this sword out of the eye, the sword turns into black dust and crumbles in your hand. The eyeball takes another shuddering breath and goes, yes, and then sinks into the floor,
Right.
becoming part of the room again. The
Uh.
broken furniture melds into the ground, and the entire room takes the texture of brown, rough-hewn stone. Every wall opens up with a dozen eyes, all staring at you guys in the center of the room.
Oh, boy.
Hello. Happy I could help. It seems-
Are you Jacob?
What are you? What's your Do you like Jacob?
It's a good question.
He is my master.
He just like gestures towards you, like,
Jacob sent us to speak with
he's
you.
gonna pat him on the shoulder and cast enhance ability. As he does
Roll
this, and give him
persuade
the
or deception. Yes.
Eagle Splendor, which is advantage on charisma checks.
19.
All right.
Alright. Not bad. It's not great.
The house rolled a 13. It says,
Hits.
very well. Why has he sent you and not come himself?
He's very busy. He's got many tales to tell you once he returns. Um, we're here to check on you to make sure everything is going well.
The eyes kind of all blink. Not to free me.
Well, he told us to uh see if you were okay and maybe free you if we thought things were going well. Right? I'll look over at you.
Sure, yeah, no, and if I mean, he was a bit tight-lipped, and it's sort of our standard operating procedures to verify what he said with, what we hear from all parties involved. So, if you had anything to add to his narrative, this would be the time. He's kind of looking around.
I have sinned.
No, it's
Oh, he quickly pulls his journal out and he puts his glasses on and he starts writing down. Oh, please go on. I do love stories.
It was a human. They came in here. And I ate her.
Did she have well,
I am so hungry still.
chest symbol, maybe something of the city?
were they wearing metal? You're like able to see and whatnot. Are you familiar with the concept of guards?
Yes.
Were
She
you once a man?
was a guard. No, I am not a man.
Right. Yes.
Hmm.
You're a house then?
Yes.
He didn't tell us why you were here. Can you fill us in, please?
I was his father's dwelling.
Oh, so like you've been in the house game for quite some time then.
He found me in the caves beneath the world and raised me as a house.
From a little studio, or sorry, oh, God, is that like the natural habitat? It's the caves. He
Were
points down, I guess.
were you house-esque when he found you?
No, I
Oh.
had taken the form of a chair.
It's just horror washes over Lavander's face.
Oh, apologies for the chair thing downstairs. My friend got scared. He's very jumpy.
Right.
Here we
Yeah.
saw a rat and he nearly peed his pants.
Well, you've
I-
got to understand, I was not expecting that, moving furniture and the like.
I did not know if that was a test.
Sure. I mean, in a way. Jesus.
It's hard to believe that a house moves and is alive and can talk. So
I was quite upset by it.
Can
have
I
noticed.
leave?
Can you? Are you able?
what do you want to do if you leave here?
I would like to go back to the caves. I do not wish to serve their line any further.
Right. I'm not sure. As far as I'm aware, they're gone.
Well,
But
Jacob's still around, of course.
sure, yeah. I
Yes.
mean, he's obviously not been here in some time, as I'm sure you're aware.
Yes.
Do something to you.
Yes.
What
What?
was that?
He stabbed me with that cursed dagger.
And what did it do?
It bound me to this form much tighter than usual. It was
Right.
because of Beth, his sister.
That's understandable, I suppose.
Did you eat his sister, perhaps?
I did, yes. And in retaliation, he bound me.
And you've eaten many, have you?
Yes.
Just nod slowly.
That is how his father got me to be this size.
Oh, so you are
Sure.
this size now.
What exactly was the purpose of bringing you here? Is it just to save on construction costs, or
Lumber is
Yes.
expensive these days.
And to eat
find craftsmen?
intruders.
Oh, sure.
You eat his sister on purpose, or was that an accident? Was that some sort of fluke?
I was hungry. No one had came to the house in many years.
Take it everyone you've eaten is dead.
Yes.
Right. So, suppose that's all we needed then.
Are
Looking around
you
awkwardly.
going to release me?
I suppose that's something we're able to consider if you'd fill us in a bit further.
In the basement is my trunk. There is a band around the trunk made of cold iron. Break the band, and I will be able to leave this place.
And
Still be a house?
No, I will take another form and travel the caves beneath the world.
and you won't eat us if you
No,
do, if we do this for you.
you have unbinded me, and once you free me, I will be in your debt.
I mean, there's no investments like real estate.
I'm absolutely going to cast Detect Thoughts for sure.
Oh God, that sounds horrifying. Good luck with that.
So when I cast the spell, you can focus your mind on one of any creature.
Okay.
within 30.
It
I
is-
assume it has an intelligence of more than 3.
Yep.
Um,
I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
right.
I'm sure brain melt or mind melding with the house beast is
17.
totally fine.
So you see pictures, not necessarily words, but pictures of great slaughter of humans, as the mimic laughing as a living pit in the middle of a city of humans bred only for its consumption.
And I can ascertain that that's exactly what it wants.
That's what it wants to do, yes.
He stares blankly for a moment as he's seeing this. And he snaps back in kind of a shiver. Yes. Okay. Um, hmm. We should get our tools to break that seal, right, Levander?
Be very careful.
With
What?
the tools.
No. When removing the band, do not damage my trunk.
Sure. Is that, I imagine, a pretty vital part of you?
Yes.
That makes sense. He nods.
Is there a specific spot we should not hit it to make sure we don't damage
We
it?
really want to avoid.
Where the band is the most sensitive part of my body.
Sure.
Okay.
We'll be especially careful then, I imagine. Or conscious of that, I suppose, is the proper way of phrasing it. He's gonna be edging toward the door, I think. Like kind of jerking his head, like, let's
We're going to step out. Our camels are outside.
what?
Roll me a deception check.
Yes, a 17. Our camels are outside.
18. He still have
Or an 18.
Yep.
Oh, 18.
enhance ability.
You rolled a
We
9.
have our tools in there, and we'll get rid of that very, very quickly for you. Don't worry.
Yes. A door appears on the other side of the room, and it opens, and a ramp descends down to the bottom, to the outside ground.
Well, that's convenient, isn't it?
Perfect.
I can change much more now that I am unbound.
Sure. Yeah,
good,
that was
good.
good. Real glad we've helped with that process. Just nods.
We'll be right back. Please do not go anywhere. Oh, well.
You guys walk down the ramp, and glancing behind you, you see that 2 enormous eyes have grown on the second floor where windows should be, and a large, splinter-filled mouth is smiling at you from above.
I wave at it.
There is a creaking sound as a portion of the roof wrenches itself free, waves at you, and then falls back into place.
Expect that.
That's upsetting.
So as we're walking away, is there trees nearby?
Yes, there's like on the battle map there are trees
Okay.
set.
We're gonna
around
walk
this.
toward the trees.
Okay.
Like if there's any place out of its vision that you could maybe have 2 camels.
Yeah, I mean, behind any of these trees, you can't necessarily see. So
Wonderful.
Grabs your wrist and he moves very quickly toward one of the trees.
okay.
Excellent.
And he gets behind it and he just rests his back on it and breathes deeply. So it does not, in fact, want to go back to its home. It wants to become a pit under a city, and well, feast upon the people there. I did, in fact, look into its brain a little bit, and I'm a little shaken. I cannot actually write in my journal currently, but please remind me of these words so I can jot them down later. We should kill that thing as fast as possible.
Right. I mean, that. I was really hoping it was just going to be like a nice, pleasant house gallivanting around
I
down in the
also did.
caves below. Maybe get some lakeside property somewhere and be a
I said
cozy little
I
adventure.
would have purchased it if it weren't you wanting to feast upon the flesh of thousands of humans.
That's not what you want in a vacation home.
The real estate agent must have to work very hard for this place.
I imagine.
Okay, so let's I guess I could pour some oil on it if you can start a fire.
That's probably a starting point, I think. But I mean, imagine we need to get down into the bits it was talking about avoiding in the basement.
Right.
And, well, if we're exterminating it, that's where we ought to be, I think. It sounded like it was quite concerned. Unless it was all a ruse. It's like, gets nervous. I mean, it's, gallivanting around is furniture and everything else. Who knows what levels of deception it's capable of.
It's, okay, so we could go down there
Sure, I'm with you, I guess.
and stab it a whole bunch with anything
Right.
you have.
I'd be more likely to pump it full of, these bits here, and he points at his bolts, but I'm with you in the general principle.
Okay,
Um,
1, 2, 3. Okay.
4, that's the next one.
Ah, right. I
If
almost
not.
forgot.
Oh, that was to get going. Right.
No, it was to make sure I didn't have a heart attack.
Got it. Yep. Excellent. I'm not exactly ecstatic about this entire prospect here. This is not what I had in mind for my first, probational assignment, and I may be
Normally,
feeling
what
a
I
bit
would
of
do, if I'm being completely honest, is have my partner do all the work and suss everything out for me, and I would sometimes throw in a little help here and there, but I'm really not used to anything like this. So,
I'm not ecstatic that I've been partnered with you. To be completely frank.
fair. I don't take offense to that. I understand. I wouldn't be very happy with me either.
It sighs and says, "Right, well,
Big smile, okay? I don't know if cows can smile, but please do so.
You guys walk around the tree and you see the side door go.
of course, that's quite welcoming. Explains the flesh gears as well.
That does.
Now that I think of it, perhaps that hurt him. He's just like scratching his head.
Not enough. Not enough.
I've done nothing but piss this house off.
You see the face slowly rotates until it's facing you guys again.
I'm so upset.
It watches you as you walk back into it.
Go down the stairs.
Yeah.
You descend the stairs and you can see that the surface becomes a little bit more opaque as you take steps, as if the goop that was sticking you is slowly being extracted. You head down the stairs and down the pulsating hall until you reach the bottom. What's in front of you is terrifying. Top right corner of the battle map. The basement is a large open room without any walls or doors or furniture to speak of. In the center, there is an enormous toothy maw about 8 feet in diameter that is slowly breathing and almost like moving around on a thick stalk of fleshy material that is protruding from the basement tile. Surrounding it are little cilia, looks like maybe 3 or 4 inch large squishy tubes of strange fluid that slowly wave around the mouth as it blindly, gapingly, like bites and breathes. Around the trunk of this mouth is a maybe 4 inch thick iron band encarved with runes. The walls all open up with eyes. You are surrounded by about 40 eyes.
Right. Sure. Yeah.
Were we given a description of Jacob at all?
No.
Were there family photos in the house?
Yes. Yeah, paintings. Yeah. Yep. You were in the main hall there. Yeah, roll me a intelligence check. No, wisdom. Yeah, wisdom makes more sense to recall whether you can remember this this guy. An 8. All right. So you come up with a pretty. You think you can remember it? Yeah.
Perfect.
Throwing in there for good measure, I suppose. Who knows? That's a little better.
Yeah, you remember it much more clearly than Skith does.
I'm going
Not
to.
that I'll be able to convey that, I don't think. But
I'm going to make eye contact with you and give you a thumbs up.
is that the signal then?
No.
We should have like predetermined that.
And he's going to hold a hand up and use major image to create what he thinks Jacob looked like.
All right.
And he'll be walking down the stairs.
Okay. Ooh. That's not good. So the eyes flick to the image and then kind of narrow and then flick back to you. And you hear a booming voice coming from the gaping mouth stalk. What is these games?
I wanted to make sure I was thinking of the right person. I write a lot of stories.
That doesn't look like Jacob at all. Remove the band, or I will consume you.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Bad story. I'll try again next year. Let's
A
try to remove
large
the band now.
tongue comes out of the mouth stalk and slowly moistens the edge of the tube before sliding back inside.
That's really upsetting.
All right, you go on that side and I'll go on this side.
Okay. It's really I could just, as well from here,
Well, that's fine. We'll try it either way.
Okay. Perhaps we ought to just, get right down to it.
Right. And he'll take his rapier out and stab through next to where the band is.
Oh my goodness! Just into the stalk.
He's gonna, as he walks up there, I'm gonna cast Old Crusader's Mantle here.
All right.
So he gets, he's gonna say a few words and, invoke some magic to give you an extra 1d4 radiant damage.
All right.
And again, above the band, not on the band.
Right, correct.
Right.
Go ahead and roll me damage. Roll me 4 times damage.
Yikes.
I'll just do the whole attack 4 times.
Yeah, that works.
Probably could have just clicked.
Yeah, you can just click the rapier 4 times. Yep.
Did not know that.
Each time you click the name, it'll roll it or whatever.
And then 1d4 each time.
Oh yeah, that d4 is gonna help.
Yeah.
Yep.
4d4.
That's 10.
Nice. All right, so that's 20. All right, so there is just a horrendous roar / scream as your rapier goes through this eye stalk. You see that this brown liquid, its blood, becomes seeping out, and your rapier goes as
Oh, I'm so sorry. I missed. Can I try again?
roll me a deception check with disadvantage.
Yeah, you don't have enhanceability anymore either.
13.
13's
All
not
right.
horrible. Oh. All right.
It and a bunch of pseudopods come up with these big bulbous stalks, and they rise above you, and the eyes all glare, now bloodshot. You will not make that mistake again.
Oh, of course not. I'm so sorry.
Right,
After
that
the,
was
I'll heal you. Okay.
that was very clumsy of you
I'm a
there.
little shaky. I had a lot of coffee this morning.
The walls slowly begin to close in.
Stab at this fucker.
I would like to shoot if I can,
Yeah.
I guess.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Help
In
me,
unison, more or
please.
less, as he's
Just roll damage 4 times for each attack that you make.
Right,
You don't have to roll to hit because this thing is 15 feet across and made of very soft flesh.
squishy.
It's squishy meat.
So I would like to. Can I throw a second attack in with my channel divinity ability?
Yes.
That lets me attack as a bonus action.
Yes, you may.
Fancy. So that's the first one without the D4.
Wow.
Oh, whoops. God damn it.
Wow.
I mean, yeah, 4 times damage is going to stack the hell up here.
Right?
But, and then
No, that's
here comes
okay.
the
Yep.
second bolt as he cranks the lever down and slaps another one in quickly because he's got that book and crossbow expert. There's all 4. Nice.
All right.
Man, that's a bunch of damage.
12, 4, 9.
That's a lot of damage.
13, 12, 25, 4, 29, 33, 29, 10, and then another.
Fucking dick loads.
Yep, okay. So that is 18, 6, 7. You did 78 damage in total. And then Skith, you did 5, 10. All right, yeah, you guys did the 100 HP necessary. As you both attack it, there's as you basically almost cut through the whole thing. It begins flopping around wildly, its teeth chattering. The eyes are bloodshot, crossing, zigzagging all over the place. The entire room begins to lose its structural integrity. Pieces of the ceiling, like big globs of rotten flesh, begin falling down. If you don't wish to be buried under a house's worth of dying mimic, you are going to need to roll me a dexterity saving throw to get out of the basement.
Excellent.
I would also like to try another Tales from Beyond with my book.
Ooh,
All right.
Just to see.
feeling brave.
Yeah. So the book will come out and the pages will flip again, and we'll see what page it lands on.
All right,
Sick.
that was his war priest ability, not his channel divinity. Whatever. My bad. I forget. That was a long time ago. Sorry.
So it lands on the Tale of the Traveler, which is not as good as it sounds.
Oh. I was like, that sounds promising.
The shape of basically a travel ridden man covered in dust appears in words, and they slowly shape the words onto myself, and I gain temporary HP, so 1d8 plus my bard level.
All right, roll me a d8.
Okay.
That is not nearly as useful as I was. That seems like a weird
So
choice.
7 additional HP, and my
not
walking
bad.
speed increases by 10 feet And I gain a bonus to AC.
That's
Okay,
not
all
going
right.
to help you against this, but it's not
Not
bad.
gonna hurt.
Dexterity saving throws, please, gentlemen.
Yep. Yikes.
All right. Neither of you make the required save.
Okay. Do we die?
No.
Buried in mimic.
Buried in mimic.
It's not how anybody wants to go.
Tis the poor way to go.
Happens sometimes though.
You both take 14 damage as large globs of mimic crash down around you. You drag yourselves out of the basement and flop onto the ground outside as the house slowly crumbles and rots into a big puddle, a pool of acid. As you guys are panting outside, you hear, "What the fuck?" And you turn around to see Charles Knickknack standing there with a company of 5 guards behind him.
Oh,
Um,
Charlie. Hi. We were just doing some housework.
bit of remodeling.
Yes. Bad neighborhood.
Right.
Thinking of leaving.
But that's the house, which was actually a thing.
Did
What
you
was
find
it?
my guards?
Not exactly as such. I mean, we found their remains indirectly.
What was that thing?
Mimic.
Right.
He like raises his eyes. The whole thing?
There was like a massive tube-like mouth in the basement, and an eye in one of the upstairs rooms, which we believe was why there was the screaming and what have you. Apparently, this family has been feeding folks to it for quite some time.
My God.
It
Well,
wasn't great. If that's, on your mind.
I'm glad I did
And,
not send any more guards in there.
Right? No, and I mean, we were very nearly consumed as well. Luckily,
Kind of dumb though.
he was not. He was not exactly the sharpest shed in the tools. I'm not sure. There was supposed to be a funny
It
there.
was a house, so
Right.
Well, that family was always very strange. The man who owned this house, the first one, he appeared in town, and the house appeared overnight just as fast. So that makes sense.
Yep.
building
He
houses are expensive these days, so it's understandable.
picked it up when it was just a wee chair running around in the caverns under the world, and he like points down at the ground.
You grow up so fast.
Keep an eye out for all seating type furniture.
Did you find
Believe-
any information about Jacob?
He had worked to bind it in that form more aggressively than it had previously been, following the death of his sister, as I recall. He looks
Yeah.
over.
The thing ate her.
Right.
Grisly stuff. Good story though.
You've answered a few questions for our old mysteries of the city. Thank you. Beth,
Sure.
Maybe reduce
Zaris.
housing costs and people won't be forced to bring mimics in.
He kind of raises his eyes. Well, they weren't a family of sorcerers, so they weren't up for the government grants.
Is that a thing? You get like additional funds.
Yes,
your
and
magic.
land, if you work for
Really?
the government. Yes.
Wow.
Fair.
He looks around. He's like, "Perhaps I will be contacting you about that offer previously." He just kind of lowers his voice and leans forward. I may have been a bit disenchanted with the professionalism of the company I've been forced to keep. Like lowers his voice. As
You
he's like,
look back over to Skith and he has his it's not his journal, it's another journal. And he's sketching the maw into it with a quill. And the quill keeps
Nice.
breaking because his hands are shaking. And he keeps pulling more quills out. There's probably like 5 feathers on the ground.
I love it. So Charles kind of looks you guys up and down and says, "Well, thank you. And if you find any more information about Jacob Zaris on your journeys, we would be very interested to talk to him about his family's habits."
Well, I'm not
Czar.
exactly sure he's the best one to answer for the family's crimes, as he was one who took action against it in a way. Though I suppose leaving it without describing the nature of the problem was perhaps not the best move. He's like scratching the back of his head. We'll bring this back to the watch, and perhaps they'll put someone on that as far as hunting him down and figuring that out. But I just advise some compassion when it comes to dealing with him, I suppose.
Very well. Well, all that's left is to fill in the pit of goopy, rotting acid flesh and
Set
rebuild.
it ablaze. I think that would be for the best.
Hey,
I
just to
think
be safe,
that is an excellent idea.
you might want to clear out all the chairs in town as well. They could all be in on it. You just nods and like winks.
Of course. Well,
Right.
thank you. The Silvershore Empire is in your debt, Darning Watch. And that is where we're going to end the session for the night tonight, guys. Thank you so much, everybody who made it all the way through this adventure of the Darning Watch. We do this every Monday, so tune in next Monday to find out what they've got to face that week. We also have a stream next Tuesday, tomorrow. The Disastronauts tune in at 9:30. I play a philosophy robot, and Eric plays a bread again elf, and John plays a techno goblin. It's all great fun, and our good friend Kyle West DMs that, and he is an excellent DM. We also have a game on Fridays called The Misadventures of the Accidental Travelers. That one is a little bit up in the air. We've got some scheduling conflicts, so we're not going to be back on the 4th, but we might be back with a Darning Watch then. Another Darning Watch with Eric and our good friend Rachel. We also have a stream on Thursdays. It's not a game, but it's a advice column or advice show for tabletop RPGs, 5e in particular. We talk about what makes a good DM, strategies you can use, and also just kind of some philosophical concepts about role-playing in general. So again, thank you guys very much for making it all the way through this. If you enjoyed what you saw, we got a Discord. Jump in there and continue the conversation. You can visit our web store on our website, buy some Irrational Radio merchandise, and we have a Patreon, so you can throw us a few bucks if you want to make this thing even better. So thank you guys again so much, and have a good night. Goodbye.
Bye.